They just hired someone who helped portray Princess Diana's ghost on screen. And the royal family is furious. When Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced their newest team member last week, the headlines came fast, but few realized just how loaded that choice really was. Emily Robinson, their freshly appointed Director of Communications, isn't just any publicist. She was the one steering global publicity for one of the most controversial Netflix series of all time, The Crown. And not just any season, the final, most explosive season. The one that included scenes of Diana's spirit confronting Queen Elizabeth, Harry's infamous Nazi costume scandal, and a fictional teenage love story between Kate Middleton and Prince William. These episodes weren't just dramatic, they were deeply unsettling. And for the royal family, they were a slap in the face. The hire. Robinson left Netflix in April 2024. Months later, she's now directing the public image of the Sussexes. And critics are calling it a declaration of war because when you hire the woman who helped globalize a show that painted your family in the harshest light, it doesn't feel like coincidence. It feels like a choice. Insiders aren't sugarcoating it. Robinson was described as charming and fiercely loyal to Peter Morgan, the creator of The Crown, and known for protecting the show's stars no matter how heated the criticism. A velvet glove with an iron grip, but her connection to the show isn't just a bullet point on her resume. It's the centerpiece of a growing controversy that suggests Harry and Meghan have zero interest in repairing royal ties, and every interest in shaping their own narrative. The most explosive season. Season 6 of The Crown was its most scandalous, by far. Diana's ghost appeared to speak with the Queen. Harry's Nazi costume scandal was reenacted in uncomfortable detail. Viewers watched a fictional version of Kate Middleton meet Prince William in London while her mother Carol was portrayed as a calculating matchmaker. None of this sat well with royal insiders. The backlash was swift. Headlines called it insensitive, offensive, even grotesque. And the person managing the show's image while all of this aired? Emily Robinson. Harry defends The Crown. Now here's where it gets strange. Despite everything, Harry has repeatedly defended The Crown. In 2021, he told James Corden he was more comfortable with the Netflix series than with what the tabloids printed. It's fiction, he said, loosely based on the truth. In 2023, on The Late Show, with Stephen Colbert, he admitted to watching it and even doing his own fact-checking while viewing. He didn't seem bothered by the dramatizations, even the ones involving his mother. But not everyone agrees. Critics and media outlets, including the Daily Mail and GB News, angry exploded over Robinson's hiring. Some called it almost beyond belief. Others saw it as the clearest sign yet that reconciliation is off the table. The bigger picture. Because let's be honest, this wasn't a random choice. It's part of a pattern. Harry and Meghan have consistently chosen people who understand narrative. Oprah, Netflix, Spotify. Their communications are no longer palace press releases. They're Hollywood-level productions. Emily Robinson is a storyteller. She knows how to turn moments into movements. She turned The Crown into a global talking point. Now she's doing the same for Harry and Meghan. And if you're watching them rewrite the rules of royalty, hit subscribe. We dig into what others won't touch. The Royal Rift. This hire isn't just about media strategy. It's about alignment. With Queen Elizabeth gone, King Charles is trying to stabilize the monarchy. William and Kate are being positioned as the future. And Harry? He's off script. Sources say the palace is deeply hurt. William is reportedly done trying to fix things. And the British public is torn, tired of the drama, but addicted to it. Meanwhile, in California, the Sussexes are thriving in a new system, one where they control the message. The Hollywood shift. Back in the UK, everything runs through tradition. Silence is power. But in LA, silence is weakness. Robinson knows how to play this game. She crafts narrative arcs. She creates headlines. And most importantly, she knows how to keep people watching. Rumors are swirling that a dramatized biopic is in early development. A fictionalized series from Meghan and Harry's perspective. Think The Crown, but inverted. This time, they're not the subjects, they're the storytellers. The media machine. And that's the real shift here. This isn't just about hiring a publicist. It's about building a content empire. The Netflix deals, the books, the documentaries, the podcasts, the Sussexes are becoming a brand. And Robinson, she's not just managing their image, she's helping them craft the story that could define their legacy outside the palace walls. The stakes. But with every new move, the stakes grow higher. This isn't just about Hollywood, it's about history. Every dramatized scene, every media decision, becomes part of the public record. Millions believe what they see on Netflix. What happens when the Sussex version of events becomes more widely accepted than the royal family's silence? That's the fear. That's the power. And with Robinson on board, that power just grew. So what now? Are Harry and Meghan rewriting the royal script for a new generation? Or burning the last bridge back to their old life? That's the question echoing through both the tabloids and living rooms around the world. Because this isn't just about a job hire. It's not just about Netflix or one controversial series. It's about identity, legacy, control. For the royal family, control has always been their greatest strength and their greatest weakness. They control the image, the schedule, the protocol, the silence. And that worked for centuries. But we don't live in a world of polite restraint anymore. We live in the era of confessionals, viral clips, and real-time perception shifts. Harry and Meghan figured that out early. And now, with someone like Emily Robinson in their corner, they're not just reacting to media cycles, they're creating them. And here's where it gets even more significant. The royal family isn't just an institution, it's a brand. Arguably the most enduring brand in British history, and every brand is only as powerful as the story people believe about it. For decades, that story was managed by palace press officers and filtered through the royal rota. But now, the story's global, and it's out of their hands. Meghan and Harry have become disruptors, not of tradition, but of perception, and that makes them, warningly, dangerous in the eyes of those who rely on the myth of monarchy to maintain control. Because once you start pulling back the curtain, once you show that the family is fallible, fractured, even a little petty, the mystique begins to crumble. And make no mistake, Emily Robinson knows how to shape mystique. She helped turn a dramatized version of royal life into a cultural phenomenon, into something people binge, debate, and remember, often more vividly than the real thing. With her now steering communications for the Sussexes, we may be looking at a strategic pivot unlike anything we've seen from them before. Not just interviews or documentaries, but a long-term layered media campaign. One that tells their version of the truth, one carefully rolled out piece by piece, building a new mythology from the ground up. And if you think that's dramatic, remember this. Public memory fades fast. In 5 years, more people may remember the Crown's ghostly Diana scene than they remember the real events surrounding her final days. In 10, they may think Harry's words about fact-checking the show were part of its script. Because in today's world, the lines between history and storytelling are thinner than ever. That's the real power at play here. It's not about gossip. It's not about PR. It's about who gets to shape the legacy. And that's a game the monarchy is no longer playing alone. So whether you admire Harry and Meghan, question their motives, or just find them endlessly fascinating, what they're doing is unprecedented. They've taken royal silence and replaced it with a modern megaphone, and now they've hired someone who knows how to use it better than almost anyone else in the industry. The implications are massive, not just for their image, but for how future generations will view the royal family, the institution of monarchy, and the way power works in the digital age. Because if the crown was once a symbol of divine right, it's now a narrative, one up for grabs. And if Emily Robinson has anything to say about it, the Sussexes won't just tell their story. They'll own it. And the rest of us, we're just along for the ride. So stay tuned, because this isn't the end of the story. It's just the beginning of the next season.